Good evening and welcome to Hudson Valley Week in Review, where we look back at the people, places, and issues making news in Ulster County and the region. I'm Amy Greene. We begin tonight with one local organization busy promoting the importance of healthy eating. Creating Healthy Places to Live, Work, and Play of Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County is sponsoring a wider range of events focusing on community food tastings. The effort, called the Healthy Neighborhood Stores Project, aims to provide access to healthier foods while also raising awareness of obesity and type 2 diabetes. The events are always free and open to the public. We travel to the Napanock-Ellenville line, where Peter's Market, one of the newest additions to the Healthy Neighborhood Store community, recently held a food tasting. We spoke with Maria Cecilia DeFerrari, an educator with Healthy Places to Live, Work, and Play. She talks about the program and how significant spreading the word of healthy eating is for the local community.
I became involved in creating healthy places and working on food desert issues many years ago. I found that I was pretty distressed about the epidemic of diabetes and obesity, and specifically childhood obesity, and started looking at what I was eating personally and my own health. And I came into Cornell Cooperative Extension initially as a volunteer for a community garden committee, and there was this amazing initiative happening called Creating Healthy Places to Live, Work, and Play, with which I work now, and the Healthy Neighborhood Store Project, which is one of the sort of prongs in our project. So I kind of jumped in, and also there's been so much research about positive changes, positive stories effectuating healthy change, and eating fruits and vegetables are good for you, and science has caught up with old wisdom, I think. The Healthy Neighborhood Store Project has been in existence with Creating Healthy Places at Cornell Cooperative Extension of Ulster County since 2010 in different forms. There's the Healthy Neighborhood Store Project, in which we work with local store owners and small neighborhood stores in areas that are considered food deserts. That is where if people don't have access to transportation, if they are disabled, if they don't have a way of getting around, they end up relying on whatever the closest food source is. Sometimes that's a gas station, which might not carry fresh fruits and vegetables. So those are some of the roots of the program, and now how we're working with it is we have several healthy neighborhood stores who are lovely to work with. We look at what's positive, because I believe an assets-based approach is the way to really effectuate real change. So we promote produce, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, low-fat dairy, water consumption over sugary beverages, and we do monthly food tastings to create environmental change, not in terms of environment like outside trees, but environment of our immediate, what are we seeing? What is the marketing that is affecting us? I would say some of the biggest concerns about people not eating in a healthy way are that they're not receiving the nourishment their bodies need to keep them healthy and strong, to keep their immune systems healthy, they're not consuming the things that we don't even know that vegetables and fruits have that are good for us, the antioxidants, They say eating the colors of the rainbow is really a way to stay healthy, trying to eat, all those colors are, nutrient dense. And there's a lot of research-based information out there about why they're good for us. And also, I find that it tastes good to eat in this way. Sometimes your palate has to change, though, to get accustomed to it. If you've been eating highly sugared foods, fried foods that are, fatty and salty, there's a certain element to that that's, we have to change the way we taste things and we experience. We have to change our palate, I would say. Children and nutrition. So I would say that creating a culture of healthful eating makes a kid who will eventually turn into an adult, we hope. And children, when they're brought up eating something, it's seen as normal. So if you're eating cucumbers and hummus as a snack, that's a normal thing for you. If you're eating a packaged food that's high in sodium, high in fat, high in, that contains trans fats, that's going to be normal for you too. So as far as children and nutrition, it's really creating the adult that they will eventually be. And adults affect children. So children look at us and they look at what we're eating, the people in their lives, what my friend, dietitian, calls being the gatekeepers. We are the ones feeding our children. So if we're feeding them processed foods, they're seeing that as normal, as that's the way we eat. But if there's a cultural change within ourselves to say, okay, well, I'm going to look at myself as the adult and say, okay, I'm going to try to make some changes, then if we have kids or we have kids around us, they're going to see those changes. And if they see me drinking a glass of water with a slice of lemon in it, or they see me drinking a glass of water with cucumber or whatever, as opposed to a sugar sweetened beverage, then that becomes normal. Drinking water is a normal thing. I would say there's a concept of small incremental change. You don't have to do it all at the same time. So I've been, I think, really taking small steps, looking at what our reality is, maybe going and seeing a dietitian for some advice, being adventurous and exploring different recipes, thinking twice before going for high fat, high sodium, processed food. And I think, small incremental steps really are powerful. Saying, okay, I'm not going to try, I'm going to do. I'm going to not drink soda anymore. I don't like to phrase things, here I'm phrasing it in the negative, but saying, okay, this is my boundary and I'm going to not cross this line. And crossing this line might be if I read the nutritional label over a certain amount of carbohydrates is a place I'm not going to go. Or I'm going to measure my food when I eat it. I write a blog about healthy living and eating and my own personal journey with those small steps. Some of my tips on buying healthy foods without going broke include buying in bulk whenever possible, buying dried goods like dried beans, pulses, buying sometimes, fruits and vegetables. If we buy the larger bag of whatever, lemons, oranges, apples, it's more economical than buying fruit one at a time. But you never know. You have to really look at the price and determine what that is. To continue spreading the word about healthy eating, I will frequent my healthy neighborhood stores. I will support my small local businesses. I will keep on looking at the ingredient list on packaged foods. I will weigh and measure my food. And I will let people know about that. And I think that really the strongest, the most, in my experience, the better off I am, the better off everyone else around me is, and that I can only really teach through example. So if I keep on living with integrity and walking my walk, then other people are going to say, oh, that's kind of neat, what's she up to? In the same way that I admire people who are doing that as well.
When we return, Maria shows us how to make a delicious and nutritious chickpea salad. Yum. We'll be right back.